Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season finale. This episode is an hour and 15 minutes, and we are finally at the conclusion of a mediocre season. Like, it was alright. I mean, it was better than season 13, but they need to readjust this cast yet again, because most of this season, it was pretty stale. Like, it was just going up and down and up and down. Like, I need that steady incline like Beverly Hills is doing. But anyway, I'm sure this finale is going to be more focused on Sheree and her finally launching her fashion show with fashions, hopefully. This past week, production has been trying to give us a misdirect on thinking that Sheree might fail with this fashion show, but I actually think she may pull it off. Side note, y'all, I've been battling my allergies all day, so if you see a little redness right here, that's why. But anyway, let's get into this episode. So we open with a little montage of what the ladies are doing, and then we're with Kenya, and we're seeing that she actually has success with her business. She has orders from CVS to be in 5,000 of their stores, and that is a big deal. So I'll give Kenya her props. I'm not a complete hater, and I've been liking her anyway this season, so it's pretty easy to give her props. See, the difference between Kenya and Sheree is not only success, but Kenya actually pays her team, and she sees results. With Sheree, all she needs is a confident team that she actually pays to get this fashion line off the ground. Also, y'all have been telling me that Sheree's line has taken 14 years to manifest instead of 10 like I thought. I just said 10 because I included the season that she was on. Cool points for anybody that wants to inform me in the chat. Next scene, we're with Marlo and her plotline kids, her nephews, and they're visiting Sanya's residence. Now, when Sanya opens the door to greet Marlo, she's just so extra. Yay, you made it! Girl. I mean, I guess Sanya does live in the outskirts of Atlanta, so maybe it was a journey for Marlo. So the reason for Marlo's visit with the boys is that Sanya offered Ross his time to hang with the boys, kind of like have a male role model figure, have some guy time, which is nice. Meanwhile, Marlo's talking to Sanya about her tumultuous relationship with her mom. She said she hasn't seen her in 3 years. She's visiting in town and not even staying with her. She's staying at a hotel because she's worried that they're going to get into it. Now, with Marlo and Kenya, it's interesting that they haven't bonded on their relationships with their mom. And it's even crazy how Marlo said that visceral read about Kenya's mom when she's not even in a good place with her own mom. So we finally get an update on Sanya's decision whether she wants to have another child or not. So we find out in the flashback that she had a conversation with Ross, and Ross finally shows some empathy with his wife and says that if you don't want another child, then that is perfectly fine with me. But then she said 3 days later, she decided that she wants another child and she's gonna try again. So look, I'm happy for Sanya if she wants another kid, but I know an attempt to stay on next season when I see it. I'm just saying. So next scene we're with Sheree. She's visiting the venue where her fashion show is going to be. She's greeted by her event planner as well as RHOA, her fashion coordinator from the last episode.
And our glass ballroom here.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's beautiful. I love the chandeliers.
So I think this would be the perfect space for this.
How many people does it?
We can get between 150 to 200 guests.
Now, wait a minute, Sheree. Already, there's a week until her fashion show, and she's just looking at the venue. 7 days out? Like, this should be decided already. All Sheree got right now is obstacles. So the first obstacle is the person that she used to outsource making the clothes promised her 24 pieces, and now she's telling her that she can only do 5. Not even half. 5. We then see Sheree talking about how nervous she is about this fashion show coming into fruition, and she cannot fail this time. Followed by flashbacks of the first fashion show with no fashions. And production, I see, still has a sense of humor, and they're echoing Dwight's line as Sheree is walking down the hallway. Now, side note, can somebody remind me, like, there was one season where Sheree had a fashion show. Like, it was like she had this Flintstones necklace on, she had like the big hair. Like, it was something. I can't remember, y'all. Can y'all remind me in the comments? So next scene, we're with Marlo. She drives around in her rented Rolls Royce, and she's meeting up with her mom. So she's going shopping with her. So they go to the store, and they're picking out items. Everything is great. So then they take a second to sit down and talk, and her mom tells her that she's ready to move back to Atlanta. Marlo then asks, is she doing better now? Is she not on drugs anymore or drinking? And her mom says no. As they're reminiscing, her mom tells her the most hurtful thing Marlo's done to her is kicked her out her house in Lithonia. Marlo really has a habit of kicking people out, huh? So then they have a full-blown, like, reconciliation, come to Jesus moment in the middle of this woman's store. It's just so awkward. But it looks like they're in a better place. Lord, so next scene we're with Sheree, and it's 4 days until the fashion show, and now she has 10 to 11 pieces. They still haven't reached her yet, and she's still on crunch time. I wouldn't be surprised if all her pieces are delivered on the day of the fashion show. Next scene we're with Kenya. She's headed to CVS, and it's Kenya Moore Hair Care. She's having a little celebration of her product being sold in stores. And look, it's her gay minion, Brandon. We haven't seen him in seasons. Brandon has really been there with Kenya through thick and thin. And he's been there through all her failed relationships since Walter. We also see Kandi and surprisingly Sanya come by to support Kenya. And look who the cat dragged in. It's Drew as she's limping up to congratulate Kenya. Now, I'm not sure what she was thinking wearing this pink Fendi robe out in public, but whatever. So the four of them are together, and of course the topic of Sheree's fashion show comes up. They are all being very polite right now. They're talking about the number of fashions she's going to have in the show. She's supposed to have 22. All she has is 5. But then we found she might have 15. Child, I don't know. I don't care. Next scene, we're at OLG with Kandi and nigga Joyce. I mean, Mama Joyce. And they're just talking about Kandi's kids. Kandi is determined to have her kids in the industry by the time they are 5. Like, Ace, she got him acting. And as for Blaze, she's trying to put her in dance class. Anywho, the topic of conversation is Kandi going over her estate with her mom and her discussion with Todd about it. Now, of course, Mama Joyce is looking out for Kandi's best interest and telling her to have a separate trust for her children. And Todd don't need that much. He already accrued enough being married to Kandi, and that's fair. So we cut to Kandi's confessional, and she says something very interesting. She says if tragedy strikes, God forbid something happened to her, she wants Todd to remain single. Like, he could be in a relationship, but he can't remarry because she don't want that person to benefit off of the money he accrued from Kandi. Now, I'm not sure it works like that. Let's say if it was the woman who's the widow in this situation, so she can't remarry at all because her fortune would then be someone else's fortune. I'm sorry, that's just how it works, Kandi. Anybody else find that weird? All in all, I really hope nothing tragic happens to Kandi because looking at this situation, the family's gonna be in disarray if anything happens, God forbid. Like, it's gonna be a black version of Succession. Like, you got Mama Joyce suggesting to Kandi that she should be on the trust along with Don Juan. Meaning that Mama Joyce is thinking she gonna outlive Kandi. Like, why is she thinking like that? Next scene we're with Sheree again, and it is 1 day before her fashion show. Let's see what obstacles she has now. All right, they're at the venue. Everything is coming along nicely. She got the logo, the chairs are set up, the runway set up. Now, how about them clothes? So far, it looks like she's just missing the clothes. At least she got models, but she should really have clothes at this point. Like, what about the fittings? I bet you any real fashion person that's in the industry is laughing at this. Oh, Sheree. She's still missing 19 pieces. And I'm not sure if she was joking with her fashion coordinator, Rowan, or not, but she's like, are you going to help finish the clothes too? So the clothes are not only not there, but they're not finished as well. Girl. And then she's talking about if she has only 5 pieces, she'll get rid of the runway and just make it a preview. I cannot. She is a stunt queen, an old-fashioned scamming ass stunt queen. So then we see Apollo arrive for some strange reason. Like, what are you gonna try it on? So then all of a sudden the dramatic music starts playing. We're behind some gentleman's back as he walks in the venue, and it turns out to be Tyrone, of all people. So why is he here, and why is Sheree acting surprised? Like, the producers conjured this up? Like, she had to be in on it. So then we see Sheree's daughter. She don't even know who that is. Producers had to tell her that's Tyrone, and she's like, ooh, he's short. So according to Sheree, the reason why Tyrone is there because she's really cool with Tyrone's cousin, and she's thinking his cousin told her where the fashion show would be. Okay, Sheree, okay. So they both step away from everybody to go talk one-on-one, and they are really going back and forth now. Sheree still wants answers from Tyrone about why he ghosted her in Philly, and they are breaking the fourth wall right now. He said he was down to meet her, but he didn't know that she was going to be filming when they met up, so that's why he ghosted her. He didn't want to publicize it, and it was probably because he was talking to other women besides Sheree. Sheree is getting increasingly bothered by Tyrone. She says she's not going to do this in front of her daughter, so she walks away. So then her daughter introduces herself to Tyrone, and then Apollo, I'm not sure if he's acting as Sheree's bodyguard, but he goes to talk to Tyrone on the side, just see what's going on. We then cut to Apollo's confessional for some reason, and production is asking him his opinion on an ex-con being able to film when they just getting out of prison. According to him, Tyrone could have definitely filmed, and it's not true what he's saying. And then Shady Ass Production puts a little disclaimer under Apollo's name saying he's not a legal scholar. So then we see Tyrone and Sheree talking again, and Sheree really feels like she's owed an apology, and Tyrone will not give it to her. So she is fed up with his trifling ass, and she tells him to get out, and he is not invited to the fashion show. How many of y'all think that if Tyrone would have apologized, Sheree would have gave him another chance? I really think she would have. So next scene, we're at Marlo's showroom, and she invited her mom over. They're getting along for the most part for now. It was a cute scene. She was dressing her mom. And then we see that she invited Kandi over. I'm guessing they're in a good place now. And she wanted her to meet her mom. But before Kandi gets there, Marlo and her mom are having an intense conversation about their past. And then Kandi walks in, super awkward. Marlo walks out saying that, oh, I'm gonna get you something to drink. Marlo comes back in. Her mom apologizes to her. Kandi don't know what she walked into. Side note, I just want to point out a little Easter egg in this scene. So Marlo's minion comes in with snacks for them, and those snacks are the soul rolls from Brian from Kandi in the game. I hear he's doing very successful with that. Good for him. I'm glad he took the deal with Todd. Anyway, they're all talking, but it's just a little bit strange to me how Kandi and Marlo, they were enemies a couple weeks ago. I just didn't think Kandi and Marlo were close like that for her to film a personal scene with her mom. Next scene, it is finally the day of Sheree's fashion show. Now, will there be fashions? We shall find out. She seems pretty confident. She walks in. Everything looks nice so far. I really can't wait to see how she pulls this off. Child, we found she got those clothes 8 hours before the fashion show's supposed to start. She got it at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. She got her 24 pieces and then some. Look at that. So she has fashion. So next scene, we get a montage of all the ladies getting ready for Sheree's fashion show. So far, it actually looks like she's going to pull it off. Like producers, they were giving us a misdirect. I think she actually succeeded this time. So we see guests arriving, and let's count the cameos. We see Deshaun Snow, Fatum. Fatum is back. You know, Futon. Oh, and look at Kandi's friend Carmen. Wow, and look at Kenya looking stunning in this silver dress she's wearing. Yes, look, she has not been an asshole that much this season, and she is actually likable. What a difference a season makes when you're not a villain. So the cameos continue. We see Bob, Sheree's ex, and Tammy from season 9 when they went to Miami and she got knocked out because her nephew was like charging at Kenya, I think. I don't know, I forgot how that went. But are they together? Oh my God. So Tyrone showed up after all, and then he goes up to Sheree's dressing room with a bouquet of flowers. I'm so confused. Why is he there? She didn't invite him. They doing stunts and shows with us, and then she lets him kiss her on the cheek as well as take photos with her. Lord, I'm done. She is scraping the barrel for a plot line. Y'all, I don't think Sheree's gonna be here next season. Production is so shady when Sheree says that the flowers that Tyrone gave her are cheap. They're putting up the price from Publix, how much they were. So we get back to people arriving at the fashion show, and look who it is. It is Dwight from the earlier seasons of Atlanta. He looks good. Time has been kind to him. Production is on one. They have like a mega mix of fashion show with no fashions. Fashion show with no fashions. Fashion show with no fashions. How dreadful. How dreadful. How dreadful. Dreadful. So he goes to Sheree's dressing room to tell her hello, and she's very happy to see him. I'm guessing they're still friends after all these years. He's known from this franchise for clowning Sheree, so I'm surprised they've maintained the relationship. Oh, and look at Dr. Jackie. I love me a Married to Medicine cameo. So next we see Tyrone without Sheree coming down to meet the other ladies, and he said he came there to surprise her. Lord, we get another cameo. It is Penelope Thomas Bailey. Like, we are in the Real Housewives of Atlanta cinematic universe right now. Like, everybody who has been on Atlanta is there. Like, all that's missing is Lisa Wu, Kim, and Portia. So some time goes by and the fashion show is of course running late, like by an hour. So we see that the fashion show is running late. It was supposed to start at 7:30. It is now 8:30, and it looks like it's not starting anytime soon. Child, Sheree is still getting her hair done, and she is not dressed. So the rest of the cast is finally seated, and they're wondering what's taking so long. And Shady Drew, she's like, maybe they're waiting on the deposit. It is now 9:30. The fashion show is 2 hours late. We then see Dwight look directly in the camera and say, "This is crazy. I'm ready to go." So finally, after 2 hours have passed, the first model walks onto the runway. So the clothes are actually cute so far, but I don't know why the models are walking like that. The clothes actually look of quality, and I actually see a few pieces I would wear. I'm wondering, are these pieces really She by Sheree? I guess we'll find out when the website is available. So then Apollo comes out. I mean, he still look fine. You know, Apollo can get it. He can get it. So the fashion show is over. We've seen all 24 looks. I mean, finally. I mean, we're so used to seeing Sheree fall down the steps of life. It's nice to see her just get one. Just get one bone. She got one bone. We see all the ladies congratulating Sheree in their confessionals, and of course Hating-ass Drew had to get a little shade in. We see Tyrone trying to talk to Sheree, but Sheree's like, nope, and I hope it stays that way. Alright, so after that successful fashion show, we get into the captions for the ladies. We start with Sanya, who is seeing Dr. Jackie because Dr. Jackie takes care of everybody in Atlanta, at least every black reality star in Atlanta. And we see that she removed her IUD and is actively trying for a baby number deuce. I guess that's cute or whatever. So it looks like they're getting everybody from the cast to walk down the runway, and they're playing like a mega mix of their quote from the season. So Kandi's up next, and her caption reads, "Kandi and Todd's trust remain unfinalized. I'm sure they just want that as a plot line." And she's producing another Broadway play with Samuel L. Jackson. I heard about that. She is determined for that Tony. So it's Drew's turn, and we see that she's continuing to work on her fitness and her marriage. Ralph's new book is due any day now, and Drew still hasn't read it. As for Marlo, nothing's really going on with her, as she's just about to get her house built, and they're talking about her edges. Okay. Kenya's caption, nothing really going on, just says she's traveling Europe with her cute daughter. And last but not least, Sheree's caption. So Sheree no longer calls Tyrone. She has a new boo from Love and Marriage Huntsville. The VPL has become the VJL, Visible Jogger Line. And She by Sheree is finally available for purchase. Well, let me see. Child, I just logged onto the website and it says, due to the overwhelming interest in She by Sheree, the influx of love is crashing the website. But please understand it's being worked on, so continue to check back within 24 hours. We are working to get this quickly resolved. We wish to serve you soon. Thank you for your interest. Thanks to the customers who we were able to serve so far tonight. Now, y'all, if y'all were able to get on She by Sheree's website, as well as purchase something, let me know. So y'all in the chat, if you got on She by Sheree's website and successfully purchased something, let me know in the comments. So then the episode ends with a fashion show with no fashions mega mix, and then we see the preview for the reunion. So this season I would give it a C+. I think they gave a little bit. They had some moments, but overall, I mean, it was better than last season, but last season it was a D-. Do I think they need a shakeup? Yes. As for Drew, I think she faded in the last episode. She gets on my nerves. She's fake. She's a scammer. Sheree, I wouldn't mind if she stayed around, but I wouldn't know what her plot line would be. Oh, her plot line would be that new guy she's seeing. Okay, so they might bring her back. Kenya, of course they can bring her back. Kandi, I wouldn't mind if she left, but I could see her coming back. If they do replace her, they need a heavy hitter to replace her with. Sanya, I think she deserves another chance, like a second season. Marlo, I don't know. I could see them demoting her or just getting rid of her completely. Like, I wouldn't know what her plot line would be instead of antagonizing people and her plotline kids. I wouldn't mind Phaedra. I know y'all are against it, but if she's not on Dubai, she could come back on Atlanta. Anywho, y'all, thanks for watching me review this season of Atlanta. If y'all couldn't tell, this fucking sinus cold is kicking my ass, so I need to get out of here. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.